Agud Voch Boisai. Gershon, did you get the music before? Shkoya, gewaldig. Welcome to all the guests. We'll say Shalom Aleichem to some of them soon. Just want to read. Tonight we have Slichas here at 12:35. After the Hebrew Shir, there'll probably be a little bit of a break between the Shir and the Slichas. We'll have a little bit of a kumzitz. Anybody interested? Dear Rebbe, first of all, Mazel Tov on your incredible Sima Shas. This is an email that came in on Friday, but I guess it was written like a month ago. I want to personally thank you for allowing me and many others to join you on this extraordinary journey. You touched the lives of so many people from all walks of life, showing the world that with a small but real commitment, a person can be completely transformed. The Medrash in Vayikra Rabbah tells us about Rabbi Yanai. Once went out in the marketplace, started calling, Mir Shechavitz Chaim. Okay, we'll skip the Torah now. It all started when Shimmy showed me, that's the guy in the Kinneret that screamed, He's not here tonight, is he? Oh. Kimtzaran. Shkoyach. Keep that on, by the way. We need it for the pictures. Oh, here, that's a great picture. You know what? The two of you come over here. Well. Eitan, bring him up here. Bring him up here for a second. I think it's gewaldig. Go, get over here. Come. Get over here. Get over here. We have a lot of interesting guests today.
Israelis are coming.
Huh? Get over here. Stand over here.
Behind you?
Stand next to him. Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? From where?
From Lakewood.
From Lakewood. I'm not being mevaish. Nobody's going to see this. It's just us. You sat down next to this. He's a very...
Look at me.
This is MDY.
Yeah.
We're going to sing it soon.
Okay.
No, you ever did the shir with us, or?
I'm trying to learn.
All right, Yishkoyach. Thank you for coming up here, being brave. This is Eitan G. His name is also Modne. Look at him. We have all types over here. Soon I'm going to show you more. What do you do in Lakewood?
I daven, I learn, and I work.
No, but really.
Yeah, I'm interviewing, not you.
Yeah,
okay.
Carry on.
Say Yishkoyach. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming. A good Voch. I want to thank you personally. You showed me how to do things I once thought were impossible, he says. The kids at Shimmy got him in. He showed him some sort of status. I started to check out the shir in Yevamos Daf Beis. I logged into Zoom, and Baruch Hashem, 1,226 days later, I'm still logging in nightly at 12:10 a.m., no matter how tired I might be. As the Gemara says in Nida, Talmud Godesh Talmud maybe the day Maisa. Learning Gemara is great, but it leads to action. I can speak for myself. This year, your share has pushed me to greater heights in learning and in life. May you continue to grow and keep lifting us all higher and higher. And then he says in Yiddish, Ich wünsche dich, Rebbe, es wird weiter matzlich sein, mit Ziyad des Shmai gesinnt, nachher sind Brüche beschäfe. I Talmud Mendel lerne, a Chussid von Borough Park, Yevamos Daf Beis. What's your name?
Arbanovich.
No way, from Australia or something?
Yes.
No way. MS? You're on Zoom sometimes or whatever? Every day. From Australia?
2 o'clock in the afternoon.
2 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, how did you find the shir?
My brother brought me to
Brother, Shalom Aleichem. Givalid, nice to meet you. Givalid, what's your name?
Mr. Goldberg.
From?
Originally from LA. I live in Gimel.
Gimel, Shalom Aleichem. All right, I have some surprise guests, but I'm going to use them up. I don't want to use them now. In the middle of the shir, you remind me. Your surprise guest. What's your name?
Rafi Samuel.
From where?
Flatbush.
Where do you live now? You're here now? Yeshiva, okay. Shalom Aleichem. What yeshiva you let us say? You're not going to get thrown out, I promise you. Okay, don't say. It's fine. Michael. Listen to this. Rabbi say, Pinnik Rizel. Hello, Marina relationship. What's interesting about this is, guess where this is taking place? In Hong Kong. There's a chabur of guys learning Torah in Hong Kong. Baruch Hashem, we have a beautiful sea of the Zar in our land, far away, Hong Kong, video attached. Thanks to MDY, our group has been growing Quite a few people do the daf. During the scene, one of the members shared about his Daf Yomi journey. He travels a lot for business and he manages to find time, even when he's in a place where there's no YouTube, such as in Russia. Recently, he was flying to Russia, downloaded the share, watched it. The plane flew over Iranian airspace, and he learned a little bit in each place and that was bombed by Israel. We're excited to continue this journey. We welcome an MDY trip to Asia anytime. Kol Tov Pini Krizel, in the name of all the Chaver, here we go, in Hong Kong. Learning Torah there, it's crazy. Australia, Hong Kong. David Solomon, dedicated memory of Avi Meir, Reb Shmuel Baruch, Reb Chaim Tzvi, Doiv Zechron Levracha. The Masech is sponsored by Anonymous Haslach Baruch Nizu Begashmis L'Schus Achinu B'nai Yisrael. Joel Gedalius, Leading Shemas, my father Jack Gedalius, monthly sponsors. TCS Israel Power by Talk and Save. Aaron Kessler, in honor of the marriage of my son and my daughter, am I relocating to Eden Gardens in Orlando, Florida. Anonymous from London, Hatzlach B'Parnasa. Weekly sponsors Anonymous, in honor of our new Mesivta Bracha Akiva, 10 stars Simon, who is unstoppable in the daf, something like that. Anonymous, Baruch Roifei Cholim. MDY Art, monthly. Yonatan Eitam Ben Meshav Bracha. Before Shlema for Yonatan Eitam. Is he here?
He's on Zoom. He's on Zoom.
He's on Zoom. Yonatan Eitan, where is he? He's still in the hospital?
He's out for Shabbos.
Out for Shabbos. Before Shlema Mordechai Ben Esther. Before Sayela, Daniel Zeb Ben Ayel Esther. Rabbi Sai. We have a Geshmaka, easy daf. Next, all the way to the end of Masechta, basically like a Gadita. Where are we holding? Yud Aleph from Beis by the Mishnah?
Yeah.
Gewaldig. Mamish where we need to be. A little bit behind, but don't worry. Yud Gimel is tiny. So, Yud Daled, yes. Says the Mishnah. Ve'ezehu HaMoshiach. We spoke about, by the way, before we start, so these Gemaras right here are for the Beis Medrash and for our 22 locations. Please do not take them home. Please do not ask for them. They're only available for the Beis Medrash. MDY raises money to buy Gemaras, not to give out Gemaras tam for people that already have. What is this? It's available?
Yeah.
It's available? Everybody's waiting for this. This is the Luach of Daf Yomi for a whole year. Has a little calendar in there, tells you when Yontef is, when all the stuff is. Wow. Here we go. This is, the pink is Zvachim, the white is Menachas, all the way to here, then it goes Chulin. So basically in 1 year we're going to finish Zvachim, Menachas, and Chulin. And in about 500 and something days, it's the Siyum Hashas. And for the guests, I guess, we're giving out these acrylic, whatever you call them, and it has a bookmark on the back with a calendar. It's a bookmark, a beautiful bookmark, designed by Benny Rudnick and our graphic designer, so Yishkoya. All right. By the way, it's time a shout out to all the people that over the year they signed in to get a free Gemara from MDY because they said they brought people to the daf. Now's the time to do tshuva and pay back the gneva. You have to pay kefil. You have to pay double. We won't tell anybody who you are, but it's kedai to pay up. It's not kedai to learn from a stolen Gemara ever. It's mamish not a good idea. Says the Mishnah, Ve'ezu HaMashiach. We've been discussing here, the parak is called Kohen Mashiach. What's Kohen Mashiach? Kohen Mashiach is a Kohen who, here, we'll show you, in order to anoint him in the first Beis HaMikdash, they poured special oil, we're going to discuss today, oil that was made only once by Moshe Rabbeinu, and that made him a Kohen Gadol. HaMashuach b'Shemen HaMishcha. Now, not to be confused with the Mashuach Milchama. There's another Kohen called a Mashuach Milchama. He's not a Kohen Gadol. He's the one, if you ever watch these video clips of all the Chaylim standing in a circle, and you have the Faked standing in the middle, and he gives a whole drasha, he throws out some psukim sometimes. That's the Kohen Mashuach, the Mashuach Milchama. So the Mishnah tells you, now, we're talking about the Kohen Gadol. Ve'ezeh Mashiach, HaMashuach b'Shemen HaMishcha. Lo yameru bebegadim. So even though that email, the guy yelled at me, he said, you made a mistake. Over here it seems like not. He said, no, there's no difference between a Meshuach and a... No, there is a difference. The Mishnah says, Meruba Begadim, this is Meruba Begadim. Once they had to put away the Shemen HaMishcha, we discussed today, they had to hide it. So that was it. So now by the second Beis HaMikdash, when the Klal Yisrael came back to Eretz Yisrael, there's no more Shemen. So the way they did it is just they put on the 8 Begadim, and that made him a Kohen Gadol. Ein ben kohen ha-meshua b'shen ha-mishcha le-meruba b'gadim elo paraba al kol ha-mitzvos. So there's no difference really. They do the same things. Besides one thing, we'll see in a second. 2 things. This par helam davar that we discussed the entire Masechta, that when a kohen, usually it's the par helam davar is the par of the bezdin. When bezdin makes a mistake, over here. The par that when the kohen makes a mistake and he does the avera, no, he doesn't have such a par. So we discussed Asir Seifa. This is the carbon tamid that a kohen gadol brings every day in the Beis Hamikdash, half a Asiris in the morning and half in the afternoon. They can both perform the Avodah Yom Kippur. They can only marry psula. They cannot marry a widow. They cannot become tamei even if their close relatives die. They can't go next to them. And when they are in avelos, they cannot let their hair grow long. And they cannot do kriya, rice kriya like we say. But we'll see. There is a kriya they could do. When a person kills by mistake and they put him in, he goes to our miklat, we all know he waits until the Kohen Gadol dies. So even this kind of Kohen Gadol has the right, when he dies, to save him. He leaves. Again, Shalom Aleichem. You came all the way to Park City for a few shiurim. Now you're where? You're Neish?
Neish.
Shalom Aleichem. What's your first name again?
Ariel.
Ariel. Shalom Aleichem. You also are Neish?
I'm a Neish, yeah.
Shalom Aleichem. Any other guests there? Boys, I want to introduce to you, I had guests for Shabbos. 2 guests for Shabbos. They made a tremendous relation on me. First of all, very, very nice guys. But I think, here, come up over here. You guys, you gotta see these guys. You gotta. Shalom Aleichem. I'm not going to say their names because we live in a crazy world. Here, you stand on this side. Come over here. This is how I walked to Shul today. And people said, what? You smell because it's Charlie Kirk? That's the problem? No, I said, like, these are my guests. You're not going to believe this. It doesn't matter what hashkafa you have. Any hashkafa. But we have to have a karsatayv. We have to have a karsatayv. These guys live in Monsey. Maybe they're not a Monsey, whatever, in a place. And they're successful people, businesses, they have family, children, the whole thing. And they decided to come here to Eretz Yisrael and fight in the war. This is his 7th time. He's a Satmar Rebbe's Einikel, whatever. But this guy over here, you could look him up on Meaningful People. You'll see more about him. This guy is a successful businessman, very successful, and he's his boss. He's the mefaked, general. What are you? A captain. He's a captain, but to understand what's going on here, and there's a problem. The wife is not very excited about it. You know, it's something tough to leave your family without not having a phone, not saying hello to your kids for who knows how many weeks in a row and this and that. Rabbi say, think about it. What they're doing, I don't care what hashkafa you have. They're here protecting from these chayas that are trying to kill us on a daily basis. They have their own life. They're comfortable over there. They're on their own. Nobody asked them. They come and do their thing 7 times. 7 times. He lost his job because of it. He was here too long. He lost his job. And it's to me it was unbelievable. So tremendous yishkoyach. Rabbi say also Benes. We have to daven for them because they're going in, and this time it's a little different than all the other times they told me. It's a little bit more dangerous, and there's a pachad. So we have to daven and learn l'schusam, shkoyach. And we're going to get this guy in the daf. He's a big daffer. This guy, Bezer Hashem, he's coming. Shkoyach. All right. Torah Rabbanon. You know what? There's somebody. Is your son here? Oh, another guy. We'll call you up soon. Next break. I forgot to call you up last week. Who is that? Shmuel? What's your name? Shraga. I knew it's something with a shin. Also, guy. What? What did you say? Torah Rabbanon. It's easy Gemara here. You got it? We're by the Gemara, by the white lines. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Yosef. I appreciate it. They took these roots and they boiled the oil, the original oil that you pour on the Beis Hamikdash, on the Mishkan, on the Kohanim, on the Kohen Gadol. They did a bunch of things with this oil. They cooked it with the roots. Now, what happens when you take liquid and you cook it with wood? What's supposed to happen? It absorbs it. And we're talking about maybe 3-4 liters of oil. So how much is left over? It won't even have enough to be absorbed in the roots. So how are you going to have any oil left over? What you do is first you take, what roots are we talking about? We're talking about all the different spices that were added to the soil. So you take these spice roots, first you soak it in water for a long time. Now once it's bloated with water, it's not going to absorb the oil. And then we made some of shemen, and you put some oil on it. So it grabs the aroma, the fragrance from the wood, and then you grab that oil, and now you have shemen hamishcha. What are you so worried about it being absorbed, not absorbed? This is Lamal Mateva oil. This is not a regular oil. There's a lot of nisim here. So once there's a bunch of nisim, so there's another nes. Look, it starts off with 12 lug, which is like 3-4 liters, let's say. Let's throw it out. It's not a lot. They had a anoint with the oil. They took the oil, they smeared it all over the Mishkan and all over the Kalim. That's a lot of smearing. The entire 7 days of the Miluyim. And then forever they put away 12 lugin, as we're going to see. Zeh is like gematria 12. They put away 12. They started with 12, put away 12, and they were able to smear everything. So what are you worried about? This should go forever, put away for good. Bunch of nisim happen from beginning to end. It started out with 12. How much is the pot? We're not talking about today, like today's pots that are, what do they call those pots? They're stick-free, whatever, Teflon, nothing. Old-fashioned pot. It absorbs like crazy. And then the wood and the roots, they're going to also absorb. And all the evaporation from the fire. And you're able to anoint all the Mishkan and all the Kalim. And Aaron and the sons, all 7 days. And for generations, all the Kohanim Gdolim and all the kings, which we're going to see is not necessarily so. The kings is a little different. Sorry, I just skipped something. A Kohen Gadol, the son of a Kohen Gadol, requires Mashiach. But a king's son, you don't have to do Mashiach. The Miri says it, before we jump into the Gemara, it says a pasuk or two, just to understand logically. It's like a Rebbe today, or a Rosh Shiva, sometimes rabbis. In order to become a Rebbe, if the father's a Rebbe, usually the son is a Rebbe. So you don't have to do a big Mashiach, you don't have to anoint him. It's automatic. Same thing with the Rosh Hashivas. King, that's how a king works. The king is a king, he's a Moshuch, whatever. Son becomes a king automatically. Not a Kohen Gadol. Kohen Gadol has to be Roi. You have to be at a certain level, you have to be Galadar. So Mela says the Meiri, that's the difference. That's why a Kohen Gadol's son, you have to start all over again. He doesn't just get to be Yerusha. Says the Gemara, Moshchu Shlomo. Shlomo is the son of David HaMelech. David HaMelech already had Mashiach, so why do you have to anoint his son? He's the son of a king. You just said a son of a king doesn't need a Mashiach. Mipnei machlekutoi shel adoniyah. Anytime there's a machlekes, then we have to establish that this is the one. People start saying, no, adoniyah has to be the king. No, Shlomo, how? Boom. We do Mashiach. V'syoyesh mipnei Atalia. Atalia, she wanted to be the king, or she wanted to take over. She killed all the kids of David, but they had one kid over there, right? And they put him away for 6 years. They hid him in the oil over there, the Mishkan, in the Heichal, in the box, whatever. They pulled him out. Okay, so because of Talia, we have to show he's the king. We're going to go into it a little bit. We had two brothers, Yochaz and Yoakim. The Gemara is going to describe who's older, who's not. But now the Gemara understands Yochaz is younger. So because he's younger, he skipped the regular way it's supposed to be. The Bechar is supposed to be the king. So now we had to anoint him. This oil is going to go all the way to the world to come, to the time of Mashiach. Zayin and Hey, 7 plus 5. That's 12. Omar Mar. Even a Kohen Gadol, the son of a Kohen Gadol, needs Mashiach. How do I know? The Chsiv. Name a crow. Why? My Hamashiach. Why does it mention Hamashiach? The Kohen Gadol, you have Mashiach, have a Kohen Gadol, loy have a Kohen Gadol. The word Mashiach tells us you have to do Mashiach to every single Kohen Gadol, regardless if his father was a Kohen Gadol or not. Omar Mar. You don't anoint the king, the son of a king. Here. You just have to see the end of the pasuk. The end of the pasuk is Hu Uvanov B'Kerev Yisrael. Oh, so Hu Uvanov, him and his sons, Yerusha Yilochem. So it goes by Yerusha. And how do you know that there's what's the word? Contention. What's the word? Somebody is Ma'ir Suffolk. How do you say in English? Contested. Thank you. Close. What did I say? Contention. Contested. Very simple word. Thank you. Wow. For Panovich, it's hard. How do you know? How do you know that a father can't just give the Yerusha to his son and say, Shlomo HaMelech, you're the king? Or Rapapa Makro, who Uvanov B'Kerev Yisrael? Bizman Shalom B'Yisrael, Kirina Behu Uvanov, Vafilu B'La Meshicha. When there's peace, B'Yisrael, then you don't need to anoint anybody. Says the Gemara Tana, Af Yehu Benimshi, Lo Nimshach El B'nei Machlekutei Shel Yoram. Yehu, he needed Mashiach because of the machlekes of Yoram. But he was the first. He was the first of his family to be a king, so he's the first one. Needs Mashiach. What we meant to say is as follows: only the kings of David do this whole Mashiach thing, but not the kings of Yisrael. Yehu was Yisrael, so then he didn't need Mashiach. So why did he do Mashiach? Because of the machlekes. We had to show he's the one. Minallah. Omar Rav Amar Kro, Kum Moshcheu Kizeh. Shmuel, the Akash Baruch tells Shmuel to go anoint David Kizeh. Zeto Mashiach, only Bnei David, Ve'inacher to Mashiach, but other kings not. Omar Mar. I apologize if I'm going a little quicker than usual. We just have very large, just to read the words takes time. Then we have the pressure from the Israelis that are coming in 27 minutes. Halavai in 27. They start coming in, 10 minutes before the shir is over. Okay. So, as the Gemara, I don't understand. We have the oil of, did I skip anything? That we said before. I understand. He's a Yisrael. A Yisrael shouldn't get Mashiach. This oil is owned by the Beis Hamikdash. You touch it, you use it, you're over Ami'ila, you have to bring a carbon, you have to pay a fifth more. So if a Yisrael is not supposed to get a Mashiach, what are you giving him a Mashiach for? Says the Gemara, I'll tell you what, Kedomer Papa, we're going to have an Amud Aleph, Yud Beis Amud Aleph, Ba'afarsama Dachya. We're talking about Shemen Afar Samoin here, right off the tree. I didn't know that this is how it works. I thought it's like some fruit. Maybe yes, maybe not. If this is not how it works, I apologize, but it's Geshmaka video anyway. You take this oil. It's not olive oil. It's not the oil of Moshe Rabbeinu. This is fake. Now, Yoshio had a bunch of sons. We'll see soon. And Yochaz was the second son, and therefore we had to give him a little bit of oil because of his older brother Yoakim, who was 2 years older than him. As the Gemara, I understand. He wasn't older. Now, who's the B'char? Yochanan. Now, if I tell you Yochanan is Yochaz, it's the same person. So who's the B'char? Yochaz. So he's not the second son, he's the first son. Okay. Hasheni Yoakim. The second son is Yoakim. This is not so important for us right now. Hashlishi Tzidkiyo or Revi Shalom. But it says before that Yochanan is the oldest. Yochanan, who Shalamu Tzidkiyo. The last two, the third and the fourth one, is one person. Who Yochanan, who Yochaz. The first one, Yochanan, is actually Yochaz. So who's the oldest son? Yochaz. Why are you telling me that you have to do this anointing of oil on Yochaz? Because he's not the oldest son, he's the second son. It says he's the first son. It says the Gemara, Yoakim Kashish. No. Yoakim is the oldest. Well, my B'char, why does the Torah call him a B'char? B'char L'malchus, because he was the first one to be a king, like we discussed before. He's the second in age, but the first for kingdom, and that's all the Torah cared about. As Gemara, since when do we crown the younger brother? It goes by the B'chara. Says Gemara, he was a good guy. He was able to fill the shoes of his father. Says Rashi, are you going to say he's not such a great guy? Later on, he went off. But when he became king, he was able to fit his father's shoes. He wasn't roy to be the king, so they skipped him and went to the second son. Shalom Tzidkiyo is one son, Yochanan is one son. It says in the pasuk, the Torah counts them. What do you mean that the third and the fourth is one person? It says the third and the fourth. It says numbers next to the name. My shlishi lebanim. Yes, third son. Well, my revi lemalchos. He's the fourth one. It's calling him the fourth because he's the fourth king. The mikara malach Yochaz. First is Yochaz. Ulevasov Yoakim. Then Yoakim. Ulevasov Yechanya. Ulevasov Tzidkiyo. So he's the fourth. His real name is Tzidkiyo. So why do they call him Shalom? Because he was complete. He's a great guy. Because that's when the kingdom of David was over. His real name is Matanya Shmoy. It's Matanya Doi Tachtav. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, hold on. Interesting thing here. Now, I'm not talking about the missiles that are coming into Israel, but he's telling me somebody was nifter. I don't know who. There's a Levaya right now I need to know about. Is that a good thing to look at? Oh. I'm not going to tell the Olam. I'm not the Mevasser Psuris Rice, but a Roshi was nifter now. Okay. That I was very close to. Baruch Dayan Emes. Where are we? Is that what we're holding? Yes. Omar Lois and Nebuchadnezzar tells Tzidkiyo, I'm involving the Rebbeinu Shalom here. Don't rebel against me. And if you do, Hashem will take care of you. At the end, he couldn't control himself, and he rebelled. And that's where the whole Churban started, because Tzidkiyo rebelled, and Nebuchadnezzar got upset, and he went and destroyed the Beis HaMikdash. As the Gemara Daf Beis Amud Aleph. Yeah, so far so good. Not going to call you by your name, but yeah, Seder. Okay, good. As the Gemara, it's interesting because we're flying. There's less videos here. This, Okay. Just want to make sure I'm not skipping anything. Okay. No. As the Gemara may have a Shem and Amishcha in the time of Yachas, there's no oil. There's no oil to anoint. Votanya. Now the Gemara goes through it. Misha Nignaz Oroin Nignaz Shem and Amishcha v'tinsenis Hamonu Makli Shel Aaron Shkedeu Prochel. When they buried, how do you say Nignaz? They hid. Thanks. They hid. Oroin. So what happened was Shlomo HaMelech, when he built the Beis Hamikdash, he underground, he did some special tunnel there, and he made this hidden room, anticipating that if there comes a time and a point when the Goyim come to destroy, we'll be able to hide some of the valuables in there. So they hid in there. They hid the Aron, the Shemen HaMishcha, the Man, Umakli Shel Aaron, the famous staff that Aaron had with Shkedeu Prochel, with the almonds, and the flowers. Va'arga shesholchu plishtim dorin Yisrael. So first I'm going to show you this. Where's the Aron? Oh, here. This is what the story of the Plishtim is. We know it was just Chazer. Klal Yisrael went to war with the Plishtim. They decided on their own to take the Aron with them. They thought it would be a good mazel. Terrible idea, and they captured the Aron. But the Plishtim had a lot of tsaras for 7 months. A lot of tsaras, chayrim, this, that, mice. They decided to give it back. So they put it on a wagon and they sent it back to Klal Yisrael. And then it says that the bull started singing all the way to Bet Shemesh, right? It came to Bet Shemesh. So this is you'll see there's like a chest of gifts that they, right next to the Aron, they put a chest full of golden mice, golden chayrim, the whole thing. Symphony. Okay, great. Now, let's just do this for a second here.
Okay, everything is here.
So the staff, the Chayim Manulan, that's the Chayim's thing. He loved it. Erev Shabbos.
But wait.
If you guys don't know, we have a guy.
He's
He's a locksmith. His name is Zachari. He makes stuff for everybody. He makes all the stickers, all the magnets. So we decided to give him a little. Okay. So, Shenemar v'sklei hazov asher shivoisim loy osham. The golden vessels that you gave to Klal Yisrael as a gift, as a osham, tosimu ba'argaz mitzidoi, put it in a box next to the Aron, v'shilachtem oisei v'halach, and send it, let it go by itself. Umignozoi, who hid all this stuff? Yoshio melech Yehuda gnozoi. Why? Why did Yoshio do this? Shiro shekazu b'Torah, it says in the Torah, Yoelech Hashem oischa v'smalkecha, this week's parashah. Hashem is going to chase Klal Yisrael out of Eretz Yisrael. Tziva b'ganzim, let's hide it before it's too late. Shenem avayim levim amvinim l'chol Yisrael, the Levim that understand Hagdoshim Hashem. Nuas Aron HaKodesh Bebeis Asher Bana Shlomo Ben David Melech Yisrael. I was under the Kaisel. I told you guys like a few months ago. What's his name? What? Yogi. That's right. Yogi Lashinsky. He does these. He started that whole digging thing. So where you stand, like on Sukkos, where the Birkus Kahanim is, all that's suspended in the air. There's nothing underneath. It's all now on like these metal stilts, whatever, and they're digging and finding crazy stuff, money and kalim and who knows what. Where they didn't dig yet, unfortunately, is under the Horayos. Under Horayos, you're allowed to dig today. There's no kedusha underneath over there, and that's where this is. So who knows if they got there already? Who knows? But there's a guy in Bet Shemesh that wrote a sefer about his rayas, where exactly how it is and where it is, the Aron and all that stuff. Okay. I don't know how hidden. It's hidden. You know, you go underneath the Horayos, underneath the Beis Hamikdash, wherever it was, somewhere over there. Ein lochem masa b'kotev. You're not going to be carrying the Aron anymore on your shoulders. Atu yivdus Hashem lekeichem v'sama Yisrael. Now go and worship Hashem. V'omer Rebbe Lazar. Asiyos shom, asiyos mishmeres, asiyos doris. Let me just show you. Very, very simple. But with this, it makes it so easy. 2 psukim about the Aron and the Kruvim. It says, "V'noyati l'chasham." The word shama is not good enough for us. We're looking for the word shama. So it says in the second pasuk down there, the first one is in Perek Chav Hey. This is in Perek Chav Tes. V'noyati shama. But over here it doesn't mention the kapayros and the kruvim. So we have to do one to the other, sham to shama. So now we have the word shama that's associated with the aron. Now once we know that the aron is shama, and he buried the aron, what else did he bury with it? The man. You see this pasuk has the word shama and it says man. So now I know the man. In the same pasuk it also says limishmeres. So now I have an association between man and the word mishmeres. So you go weiter. By the mata, by the staff, it says limishmeres also. So now I know that they buried the mata and the man. Now, it also says in that pasuk, the Dori Seichem. By the man, it says the Dori Seichem. Where else does it say the Dori Seichem? By the Shemin. So now I know all these things. You line them all up, and it goes all the way back to the aron. Just like the aron was hidden, so it was the man, the staff, the Shemin. Okay. Omer Papa. Oh, so what was the question? The first words on this Amud, Mihav Shemin HaMishcha. There was no Shemin HaMishcha in the time of Yoyachaz. On that, the Gemara answers what we saw already. We saw a sneak peek on Amud Beis before. Omer Papa Bar Fasim Yodachya. You're right. There is no oil. It was buried. It was hidden. What Yoyachaz used was the afarsim oil, different oil. What's the procedure? How do you do this Mashiach? Kimin Nezer. So how do you do a king? A king wears a crown. So what you do for a king is you go like this. Here. You see? That's old. That's mamish old from like Nazar. But let me get to this one. Like a round thing. Okay, so it says like we're gonna see like the towel of this is not towel. This is like jewels, I guess. Okay. Kimin vesakoyhanim, but koyhanim kimin ki, like the letter ki. If you look at Rashi, he says like a ches. My kimin ki. Omer Rabbi Nachman gather kimin kaf yivani. So there's a whole machlokes here. Is it like a kaf or like a long nun, like a chaf? What is it exactly? No, so what do you say? Let me just tell you. I'll give you a hint. It starts over here, between the eyes, and goes to the oirif, like where the knot of your tefillin is. So why is that like a ches? How does that work? Very pashut. You start. Let's say this is the oil. You start over here. And you go all the way around to the oirif. So now when you're done, you have a ches. See, like this. That's what it means, give me a ches. Some people say it's a little longer, like this. Okay, it also works like that. You know what I mean? But the point is, this is the shape right over here. Something like this. Or some people say it's a V, like a V. The Aruch, I think, says it's a V. Okay, that I could also understand. It's a V because you're starting over here and ending over here, so it's like a V. Yeah? Okay. Zog the Gemara. Tani Chada. First you pour it nice and heavy on his head. Then you do it nice and gentle between his eyes. But the other one says, no, you go gentle, you start slow. Then you give a gezunta pour in his head. So it's actually what you do first. There are those who say that rubbing it is better. Pouring it is better. My time in the man, why is pouring better? First, you pour. And only afterwards the pasuk says that you should rub it. My time, by the klisharis, you don't pour it on the klisharis, you just gently rub it. So too, by a human being, by the kohen. What do you do? It says in the pasuk, why are you allowed to pour on this oil heavy? Because you already did a Mashiach nicely. Interesting. Aaron HaKohen's beard had a nace on it. 2 drops of oil sitting on his beard. Constantly. When he starts talking, so they go upwards, not to pour off. Moshe Rabbeinu was very worried. Perhaps, maybe, by mistake, as I was pouring it on my brother Aaron, maybe I used a little bit of it. No, don't worry about it. It's the good oil. It's like the dew of the Hermon. There's no me'ilah for dew, there's no me'ilah for the Shemen HaMishcha. But still he was concerned. Aaron was concerned, not Moshe Rabbeinu. Maybe Hashem gave Moshe, he said, don't worry about it, but I did a me'ilah. What's me'ilah? Using something from the Beis Hamikdash without permission. Sheves achim gam yochad. We should really bring up those two hine matoiv manoim. What does it mean? It's unbelievable. Hine matoiv manoim. Sheves achim gam yochad. Don't worry about it. Over here in MDY, on a daily basis, we have all sorts of yidden, all sorts. We have Hasidim from Lakewood. We have the Tilumis from Los Angeles, even a couple of them from Bet Shemesh, all sorts of Yidden. We have Sfardim, Ashkenazim, Misnagdim, Hasidim, Yerushalmim. You got to see in the shir coming up, you'll see Yerushalmim, real Yerushalmim. They come with the Shmoyne Begadim, the gold, with the this, the zebras, all sorts. I think it's kedai to sing it, but mamish kishmak. Hine matoi v'manoim sheves achim gam yochad. Hine matoi v'manoim sheves achim gam yochad. Aha. We had the schos, mamish last Shabbos. I can't believe it's already 1 week. We had an unbelievable speaker. Spoke about him a lot. He really made the whole Shabbos. It was unbelievable. Braverman. And he said the difference between Tov and Naim. Do you remember it, Shamshi? Do you remember what he said? The difference between Tov and Naim. Does anybody remember what he said? You remember what he said? What did he say?
He said Tov means like it's good for him.
Yeah.
He likes it, and Naim means that it's actually he has fun out of it, but it's not actually Tov. That means he doesn't.
Okay. Sounds not bad. Anybody else want to take a jab? You want to take a jab at it? I think I'm not even sure. You know what I don't want to say, but basically you're saying who knows? You know. Oh, another kid. Yeah, let's hear.
So,
you came with your dad, right?
yes.
Okay, go.
So Tov,
You came with your Zaidi.
Tov
Yeah.
is good, but it's good right now and forever. And Naim is good. It's fun, whatever. But it's not forever. And the Hebrew shir, you say, I remember from every day after the Hebrew shir, you say,
Oh.
Erev Tov v'Naim.
Exactly.
It's good.
Did you hear me say that on Friday? Because I asked the Israeli, you heard me say it on Friday. Yeah, maybe. Now I want to know, did you chab that that's what he meant? He was referencing that? Of course, the Israelis didn't chab. Okay. He made a big distinction between Tov and Naim, that one is real good, it's good for your life, but one is a pleasure, a temporary pleasure that you have, but one is good for your life, good forever. because that's how I finish off the Hebrew Shir. Shiach Erev Tov V'Naim. Like I said, the Israelis are starting to pack in. Okay. Ma Moshe. Loi Maal. Avata Loi Me'alta. Don't worry about it. You're like your brother, Shevas Achim Yam Yochad. Moshe Rabbeinu didn't do Mila, you didn't do Mila. Tana Rabbanon. Hey, Moshe Chim Samalachim Elo Alamayon. You do the Mashiach right by the spring. There's water coming out. Is to give. It's like a good omen. The kingdom should last. You bring to the Gichon, small little one. Rashi says in Yerushalayim. So this is interesting. We're going into a sugya of like simanim, seeing if certain things are going to work out, not work out. How does it work with Yiddishkeit? It's not so partial because there's a concept called nichush. You don't go and try to guess the future. So what the Marshal tries to explain here and others, that we're just doing the good, really. We're just going to see if it's good. Is my year going to be a good year? Nitli shraga ba'asari yoyma. Listen to this, Rabbi. It's a kiss from Hashem. Ba'asari yoyma ben Rosh Hashanah liyom Kippurim. Mamish talking about starting slichas tonight for the Ashkenazim.
Shraga's here.
Who?
Shraga's here.
Shraga. Oh, Shraga. Here, Mamish, a kiss from Hashem. Get over here, Shraga. Finally. So you take Shragi and you hang him. Between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, based on the Leinoshav Zika, in a house that doesn't have a wind, that doesn't have a breeze, if his light continues, Neida the Masik Shate, will know, because Neri Hashem Nishmas Adam Yishkoyach Shragi Shalom Aleichem, another guy with a gun. Hello, we need all of you guys together now. A picture. We're doing get over here. Shkoyach, thank you so much. You do the daf all the time? 1 minute. Do you go to Gaza? Because he's telling me that in Gaza it's really, really difficult to do the daf.
It is. You find a way.
But there's no, you don't have.
Gives us pocket-sized Mars for the daf.
Oh, so you do it not online. Yeah, you can do it also not online. Just read it. It's tough. Get over here. The guns. I like the guns. Mamish geschmack. What was this? Oh.
Switch the same way they're holding.
Look at it. You work out a little bit, no? Look at this guy. Also. Donnie. Try, get over, get in. We have plenty of time. What's going on here? Shkoyach. Gival, thank you. Thanks for your service. Shkoyach, thank you. Zog Gemara. The Hasidim are not happy. We'll have to make it up for them. Yerushalmis. It's a good thing we did this. Stick around, seriously. Stick around for the Hebrew Shir in the beginning. You also. We'll bring some Yerushalmis up here. We'll do mamish like a whole matzav. Okay. Uman. So listen. You want to see if you're going to have a good. If the person is going to live this year, you bring a candle into a place that has no breeze. If it lasts, great. If somebody wants to know if his business is going to go well, if it's going to be matzliach, you should bring up a chicken. It's nice and fat. You should know the business is going to go well. In those days, you went out on a journey, Hashem Yerachim. You want to know if you're going to come back in one piece. There was like a 50-50 at most that you're going to come back in one piece. If you're going to come back home, you should go into a dark house. If you see like a double reflection, lay down like a double shade, lay down the hodar v'asila base. You should know that you're going to come back. Vlad Milsi says, it's not a thing. You don't do this. It's very interesting. A lot of the Maz, listen to this, guys. Those of you who are going out to Gaza, when you get worried and you think that it's not going to go well, that itself lets the bad mazel seep in. You got to be strong. We're going to be successful. Omar Abaya Hashda Amris. Listen to this. Oh, famous Gemara. Omar Abaya Hashda Amris Simona Milsi. Now that you're telling me that there's signs in life, the Simonim by the Seder. This is the Gemara of the Simonim the Seder. Here you go. Huh? Seder. The Seder of Rosh Hashanah. Kara is gourd. You see it in the right bottom corner. Then you have fenugreek, which is the beans in the left corner. Karti is leek. And silk is beets. Vitamre. These are, I did a bad job here putting this together, but dates also, she tamusinenu, she karsusinenu with the leek, she kars, like destroy our enemies. Beats, she stalko evenu. They should leave this country, they should go to Africa where they belong. She karak zardinenu, which we really need. I had this thing, I'll tell you real quickly. I had a situation a little bit. I called up a guy. I told him, listen, I'm not going to go into details because I don't want people to understand what I'm talking about. But I said, listen, you have a little bit of a problem in your place. So he tells me, even if you're right, it's not a problem. Because look at the Chofetz Chaim. He says this and this. I said, look, I hear what you're saying. It just doesn't make sense what you're saying. Logically, what you just said doesn't make any sense. You prove me from Chofetz. Does it make sense to you that this should be? He says, no, it doesn't make sense. But the Chofetz Chaim said it. So I called up one of the biggest Rabbanim here, and I asked him my question, and he said, no, you're right. He's right. I said, but what about the Chofetz Chaim? He said, no, the Chofetz Chaim doesn't mean that, obviously. So I called him back. So he asked his Rav, and his Rav also said the same thing. And it became a big mess because of me. I messed him up a little bit. But there's a story. It just reminded me of this story. A guy comes in to his friend's house. He's invited for Rosh Hashanah. He sees a beautiful plate with all the simanim and the head of a pig. It's a pig. Pig. Excuse me, what's going on here? He says, what do you mean? It's a Mefurish Mishabura. It says that you should put a head of a sheep. If you don't have a head of a sheep, you should put a head of a fish. V'mein lo yovi davar acher. But it says Mefurish. This guy's going to scream. It says Mefurish, davar acher. Sometimes davar acher means something else. I do have to point out that Rosh Hashanah, because it's coming up, everybody knows you're not supposed to sleep before Chatzos because it could be a bad sign for the rest of the year. What's also very important to remember is that the Mishabura brings it. This is a Mefurish Mishabura. Not to be upset on Rosh Hashanah. Not to get upset, because if you have kas on Rosh Hashanah, it's a sin for the rest of the year, just like these things are a sin for the rest of the year. When I said this in Hebrew and everybody's shaking their heads, how many times do you come back from Rosh Hashanah night, you're mamash on a high, beautiful davening, or Pesach, they'll say that you work so hard and you're going to come, this is going to be mamash, the seder of a lifetime. You come there and one of your kids, you know what I'm saying, does one of these, and your whole mood is like, all right, you get to your room, like, what happened? You were from here to there. And as the Rebbeinu Shalom always does it, like it's like a test. You're high, yeah, high, shkoyach. But how, I'm going to just send you one little thing. So you have to be careful with that also. And I'm just talking about myself, not anybody else. Gevaldik. Zog the Gemara. Omar Luhu Rab Misharish. Oh, and I said over my trick. Great, all my nephews remember this. The one year, one of my nephews, my brother Rafal and his wife kids used to come every single Pesach to Chicago. And like the first year, so one of the kids, shtickle ADD, DDDD, ADDD, and in the middle of the Seder, he decided he's a horse. He's a horse! And what good horses do, they run around the table, non-stop for like a half hour, making horse noises. You better stop, you sit down, nothing. Get to the next year, I got smart. I took them to Target, Erev Yontif. Took all the kids to Target, said, pick out all your, what do you want? This one, the Lego, that. Okay, we bought it, and I put it on the table by the Seder. We had a whole table just with all the toys. The whole Seder, they're like staring like this. No horses, no garnish. They were sad, like, try it out, it works, I'm telling you. In other words, you're going to buy those Afikoyim presents anyway? Buy it before. That's what I'm saying. If you don't buy, don't buy. Some people, no, it's Gneva. You don't teach a kid Gneva. It's no, okay, whatever. We'll talk about it a different time. When you want to learn Torah from your Rebbe, like I do every single day before I learn with Rebbe Yedidia, I learn by myself, at least once. I look over the sugi once. Why? So that you could ask good questions. You know what's flying. You should look at his face, at his mouth. When I was a young kid, about 8, 9 years old, my father took me to see Reb Dan Segal. He was very close to Reb Dan Segal. He was in America, he was a mashgiach in the Mir then. And all I remember is, it's one of the things I'll never forget. My father takes me and he says, listen, look at his eyes. Look at the kedusha that's coming out of his eyes. Just stare at his eyes, look. And it made a roshim on me. Something called V'hayu einecha rois es marecha. B'chi gersitu girsa al nahar demaya. And we're going to learn Torah, learn by the river. B'chi heichen de mashcha maya. Like the water keeps on moving and flowing, and also your Torah will keep on flowing. It's better to sit on a garbage can in Masa Machasya. I'm just thinking about what these Chayalim told me over Shabbos. These are people that come from nice houses in wherever city they live over there, and they have the best mattresses possible, and they're going on their own will to sleep on the floor and not take a shower for weeks at a time, using baby wipes every few days just to get the mud off their face. The way they described it, the Olam doesn't chap what's going on here, but on their own will. It's better to sit on a garbage can in Masa Mechasya, in a place of Torah, not to sit in the palaces of Pumbedisa. Tov Gildano Saria, it's better to eat almost a rotten piece of fish, the Masa Mechasya, then to eat the famous kutach. We're not going to go. I'm not going to show you how to make it, which I once did. But this is our one and only. We make it. We started manufacturing this kutach. It's better to have a horn than to have a jug. Their Mashiach happened with a horn. Nimshecha malchusan, so their kingdom lasted a long time. Let's at least turn the page. I tell these Israelis that they should stop putting pressure on me. We got to turn, and we have some time anyways. Okay, I'm going to go fast for them. We're just going to turn, and then we'll leave it over there, unfortunately. Torah Rabbanon. Moshiach Yochel Melech. Maybe the word Mashiach means a king. We're talking about the kohen here. Maybe it means the other kohen that's in the second bias, that only became anointed through his clothing, not through the oil. Oh, Mashiach also sounds like to me the Mashiach Muhammad, like the guy. Did you ever give speeches to your chayalim like that? Not really. Not your thing. Exactly. Yiddish. That's what I was going to say, but I don't. Okay. Those understand. Mashiach has a better Yiddish. Put it this way: his Yiddish is better than his English and his Hebrew. So, Mashiach Sheinu Mashiach Agabov. He's the Mashiach, but he doesn't have anybody above him. But the Mashiach Muhammad, the one that gives musar to the soldiers, he has people above him. So we're not talking about him. My mashma kedol marava. Hayorech. There's a hay before the sciatic nerve. The hamiyumene should be yorech. Here, what's the what is it called in Hebrew? Gidad Nasha. What's the Gidad Nasha we're not allowed to eat? The sciatic nerve from the right side, not from the left side. There you go. You can see it right over here. Oh, sciatic nerve. That's not how you spell it, by the way. I don't think that's how you spell it, but okay. There's no H, I don't think. The H is a mistake, right? And Panavish, they taught us differently than this. It's made in China, this thing, you can see. Okay, so Ha-Mashiach, with the hay, it's the better one. Omar Mar Mashiach Yochel Melech. Melech Paru de Maisi, Sorir. Oh, ask the Gemara, I don't understand something. You thought it's a king. Paru de Maisi, Sorir de Maisi. A king doesn't bring a bull, he brings a male goat. We're going back to that sugya. If he does an aver by mistake, that's when he brings a sar, a male goat. But if it's with the helam davar, when Bezin passing the wrong way, or his psak, his own wrong psak, maybe he should bring a par. Kamash malon, he doesn't bring a bull. Says Gemara, actually, truth is, this is like a new sugya. So we'll just stop here on Amud Aleph. It's fine. It's not good for Moshe Einhorn because he wants to do shtickle siyum, but Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful evening. Yishkar for coming.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.